Good afternoon, everyone. I hope my voice is audible. A quick yes or no on chat will be great. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, so we're just waiting for a few more of the participants to join us, followed by which we will get started. I hope all of you are looking forward to the session today. Also, if there are any questions related to the session in expectation today, please put it on the chat. Obviously, I am sure all of you know what we will be covering today in brief. So once the session starts, you will be able to see what is a lot more in depth. Okay, without any further ado, we will get started. I hope my screen is also visible, dear all. So we will actually be getting into a small introduction about the company, followed by which I will hand it over to my colleague and subject matter expert, Mr. Saurabh, who will be taking it from there on. I'm Siddharth and I handle product marketing at Web Solutions. So, as I had mentioned before we start off, a quick introduction about the company that Saurabh and me represent. We are Web Solutions. We're a 20-year-old company as of today. Web was initially known as Wipro e-peripherals, and we were in fact part of Wipro itself. We were an entity within Wipro, and we were dealing with peripherals. In 2000, we became an independent entity. From there on, we have actually evolved and we have multiple solution offerings as of today, which I will show you in the next slide. As you can see, we have three main offerings as of today: managed print services, which is our signature offering, digital transformation solutions, which we will talk about in depth today, and intelligent office automation solutions. All right, a quick glance of the solutions that we offer for you on the slide. First off, managed print services. The business here is such that we deal with printing hardware based on customer requirement. They will be charged per print. We also manage something called APSs, that is asset management, where we handle and undertake complete asset management. So the customer will not have to have any hardware in their location. We will handle all of that from our end. We also support end-to-end service and support throughout the country. Moving on to serial number 2, that is intelligent office automation solutions. Web is the authorized distributor alongside Ricoh Japan to sell Ricoh products in the country. We have a wide range of MFPs, that is multifunction printers, on offer. We also undertake delivery and support. Moving on to serial number 3 and 4, which is the digital transformation side solutions. First off, GST. Now, I'm sure all of you are aware of what GST is. We basically have an all-in-one end-to-end solution for GST requirements. We are, in fact, hold a license called GSP, that is GST Suvidha Provider, and we are appointed by the GSTN, that is the government itself. The solution offers a host of features, and we undertake right from filing, reconciliation. We have modules for e-way bill, e-invoicing automation. Aside this, we also undertake most ERP integrations right from SAP, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics, and also custom integrations. Moving on to serial number 4, that is document management solutions, DMS. We offer tailored custom solutions with the help of two main things, that is low-code development platform and workflow automation. Our solution is built on these two foundations, and this enables us to offer solutions for basically process automation. I'll move to the next slide where you will be able to see a little more in depth. As you can see, we have already ready-made on-the-go solutions for employee records management, which we will talk about in depth today. We also have a solution for procure to pay, procurement division, and we have a solution for management of change. Aside this, we offer a cloud-based document repository as well, hosted on Azure. And we also undertake integrations, ERP, and all your mission critical applications as well. So without further ado, I will actually move to the next slides where we will talk about a little more in depth. So this is what we do with our solutions end. Now, I'm sure all of you are aware of today's topic. Please do put in your suggestions, like what is it that you're looking forward to today? And if you have any challenge that you're facing right now, you can definitely put it on the chat, which we will take up towards the end of the session. Now, I'd also like to mention that Saurabh, my subject matter expert, will also be giving a demo, a short demo of our solution today. But we cannot obviously show a full demo due to time constraints. So let me launch a poll quickly. I'd like to know if you would be interested in a free demo of our HR solution. Please note that this is obviously free of cost, and we would be able to do this based on your time and availability. Now, in this demo, you will be able to ask questions freely on a one-to-one basis. Anything related to our solution, not just the HR solution, you would be also able to cover other process automation requirements. And I would also like to mention that our solution is completely customizable. So based on your organization's hierarchy, or if you have any specific process steps that you cannot neglect, we will be able to implement that in our solution and give it to you. So I will leave this on for the next 15 to 20 seconds and move on. Once again, thank you all for joining. I absolutely look forward to an interactive session today. All right, let me end the poll. Okay, so let me introduce the subject matter expert, Mr. Saurabh Balla, who has been taking webinars for the last 1 year, and he is also our in-house subject matter expert. He will be able to handle all your queries, and he will also be explaining today's presentation, followed by a short demo of our solution. Saurabh, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Siddharth, for introduction. I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yeah, Saurabh, you are loud and clear. I hope our audience is also able to hear you clear.
Yeah, okay, sure. So, good afternoon, Siddharth, and good afternoon, everyone who has joined for this webinar. So, today I will be discussing about the HR challenges faced by the HR in the today's scenario. So, why should you automate, and what is automation, and what is major challenges faced by an HR in the today's scenario? During their career, how they can face the issues. So this is a session agenda. Just so that can you just move back to the previous slide? Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
So this is the session agenda that we will be discussing today. So you can see the first is the 4 HR employee records management challenges. How do we solve? That means web, how we can solve the 4 challenges and more for you, and how you can face and how you can come up with that challenges. So in the fourth point, you can see I will show you a live demo of a web employee record management only for the HR onboarding. And before we will go to the customer case study that we have solved recently for the Flipkart, I will discuss on that as well. And then there will be a face-to-face Q&A session with me on the questions regarding the HR. Okay, just so that can you just move to the next slide? So let's hear from you, from your side. Okay, Siddharth, can you just put a chat section? What is HR automation, and what are the phases by HR the today's scenario? Let's hear from them also.
Yeah, so I would like to actually hear out from the audience end itself. What are the challenges that you think are in terms of employee records management? So we would like to know a few challenges that all of you are facing. So please put it on the chat, for example, something like this. You can just type out the challenge that you think that a HR or even you might be facing, or you may have faced at one point of time. So, what do you think are the challenges, the specific ones that you think are in relation with employee records management? Obviously, what I think is one could be tracking employee records. Obviously, in a company, there might be close to thousands to lakhs and crores of employees, right? And HR will have challenge of actually keeping track of all these records. So I feel one is obviously tracking. Anything else, audience? Okay, nothing yet. I haven't seen any response yet. So let me just type out my
So no
challenges.
issues. I will discuss on the points for the HR challenges. Okay.
Okay. Oh, 1 minute. Okay, hold on. Actually, Mr. Kiran has something.
On this, actually.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anyone else? All right. So we will move ahead. Obviously, we will be able to see more challenges. I'm sure some of you will be able to relate to these challenges as well. Yeah, Saurabh, you can go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So as you can see in the slide, there are HR challenges in the managing employee records. So first is tracking employee documents. So that means like it could be a tracking of employee records, like if the records in the physical format or in a digital format at the time, we can track these documents as well in a platform itself. We have a separate dashboard where you can track each and every document which is still pending from the employee itself. So for there is a very massive, the company grows, uh, as the company grows, the documents will also increase day by day. So it could be a very headache for the HR to manually track these documents. So some people also think you may that they have opened a new company and a few employees are working over there. So as the time grows, the company will also grow. So your organization, as the size grows and the company grows, you will become out of that. That means you have to that will become out of control to handle these works manually. So by not automating, you can skip for the repetitive task and the laborious task that you lose efficiency, and your HR staff will have their time spent on the monotonous and the unproductive tasks. So that's a point for the tracking of employee documents. I hope that point is very clear to everyone. And second, we have a concern all possible data breach. So what does it mean? So it is like if you store any documents manually, or you can even automate. So the data will be stored into a platform itself for that particular employee. To that specific folder will be given to that, and in our platform the automation will take care part of data breach. Suppose I am the employee working in the organization, and I have the employee number as in 2077. So the documents which I have given when I have on board on the company, so that employee number will the and documents which I have submitted, that will be directly automate to the platform itself. So this is for the automation part of your data. So third point is, you can just see securely sharing employee data with auditors and the background verification team. So this point, then whenever you want to share the documents with the internal or your external stakeholders, like background verification team, auditors team. So for that, we have given a partner space where you can upload the data for the background verification team. They can just cross check and maintain the audit activity within the background verification team. And the fourth point is search and retrieval of employee documents. So I think this searching capability will also is also one of the key points to be in the platform itself, because once you want to search any documents by their employee number or by their index number or any documents that you have stored in the platform itself. So you can search that document very easily by the search option. So now we have some like searching capability, like we have the metadata and you can search the data as a content base. So this is for the search and retrieval option for the employee records. So in our platform you will get the search and retrieval option also. So Siddharth, you can move on the next slide as well.
All right. So before I actually move to the next slide, I'd like to launch another poll. Now that Adarsh has actually, I'm sorry, now that Saurabh has actually spoken the challenges, let's actually see if there are challenges that our audience can actually relate to. So let's keep this on for the next 1 minute. And those who are actually clicking on others, please put it on the chat. I would like to know if there are any other challenges. And Saurabh, if you'd like to answer the question from Mr. Kiran, you can go ahead. So he's asked on the statutory front, how many years?
Okay, okay. In the chat section, the question is asked.
This is on the chat.
How many years it has to be stored? There is no restriction. The data you can also upload in the manual format in the like there is no restriction for the data you can upload in the platform.
No, I believe he's actually asking from a company end, how
Like,
many years does a
just to add for more in the what Kiran has asked, if your data is in the like physical format, okay, so you can scan that documents and directly stored in the platform. We can just create a specific folder for that all the documents which you want to store in the platform. So there is no restriction of how many years it will use. The platform itself has a capability to store uh, like many years data will be stored in the platform. About 50 years, you can more than 50 years it can the platform can be stored the documents. Okay, so I hope Kiran your answer will I have given the correct.
So actually, this aside, obviously, different companies will have their norms. For example, some companies might hold records for about 10 years, even after an employee has left, while other companies might have lesser, or some companies, which I have heard, have about 15 to 20 as well. So this will actually vary on different organization end, Mr. Kiran. All right, so let me end the poll. I see that, let me anyway share the result. Just a minute. So I see that some are saying tracking employee records. Another person has actually mentioned search and retrieval, and then we have repeated activities that is require automation. Okay, interesting. Let's go forward and see how this pursues further. Let me move the slide. Yeah.
So as the next slide, you can see how we, that means web, solve the challenges for you. So first is tracking of employee records. I told you in the previous slide, we have a comprehensive dashboard, a separate dashboard for tracking of employee records. So the first point will be related to that only. Now concerns on securely sharing employee documents. We have what challenges and what solutions. So we for that concerns of securely sharing, we have a partner space in a platform. So what is partner space? So partner space is a place if you want to collaborate with your external partners like your vendors, your partners or your verification team, your auditor team, and your vendor. So for that we have given partner space. It is very useful for the B2B collaboration. Like when you want to share the documents only to their uh, that team like auditor team or background verification team, so you can share the documents with them on their user space. Okay, so that is for the concerns of the securely sharing records. And third is quick search and retrieval, advanced search, which I told you earlier in the previous slide. So your data will be searched on the base of the metadata or your content index or any folder that you have created in the platform. So these are also the challenges faced by the HR. So And the fourth one you can see is automation. So since a platform is a low code development platform, so you can easy easy work with a complex workflows in the platform itself. So the documents which will be automate, like suppose any document is stored in the platform, the automation part will do what automation will do. It will directly store that document to that particular folder only. So this is the part of the automation in the platform. So that you can move on the next slide. So coming to the security part of your data. So this is the slide for managing a employee record security. So you can see the documents and data is secured with AES 256 bits encryption standards. So this is the encryption standard. This is the strongest encryption standard available in the today's world. So your data will be secured with AES 50 bits encryption. No one can reach to the document. If he can reach the document, he will find the garbage files as well. For the AES 50 bits encryption, it's not easy to hack by the any hacker to go on that part. Can you just zoom in for the that? Yeah. Okay. So now coming to the second point that is written, application access secured through folder level security. So like no external parties could reach to the document itself. Like if he reach to the document, he will find the garbage files, because the only way to be reached to the platform is through the platform itself. The data is in the first point, the data is already stored in the 256 bits encryption. So there's an application level wise security in the platform. So you can see in the third point, all mobile devices must be registered in WebDMS to get application access. This will ensure the user access from the authorized device only. So what does it mean? Since our application like WebDMS is an having a mobile based application for Android and iOS also. You can download the WebDMS platform from the Google Play Store and from the App Store from the iPhone users. So who can give the authority to work on that? So all mobiles and should be registered by the system admin only. So, and once they have registered, they will get the access from the device, from that mobile application. So we have application both for the Android users and iOS users. You can use from both ends. And we have the security download and the encryption standard file AES with send over HTTPs. So your all entire transmission from the user to our web-based application will be done using the SSL, which is a secured socket layer. That is for the security part of your document. When you transfer your documents outside the platform, you can the data will be secured with SSL layer, which is a secured socket layer. Uh, so this is the slide for the employee records for your security, because the data which you store for the employees will be secured part, and for that we also have an electronic vaults for the confidential documents. We have an e-locker uh, space where you can store your confidential data. If you want to store that documents, you can the user will have one transaction password uh, to access that folder to view that document. So for that, you can, once you have a transaction password for the e-locker, you will directly go to the folder and view the document as well. So this is the whole part of web DMS security part. So Siddharth, you can move on the next slide. So as you can see on the next slide, we have an employee records management, a very compliant and secured platform. So as I told you earlier, the your data will be secured with every possible breach that we are providing the today's scenario. So now we look onto the also on the documents for the confidential, and uh, we have you can see web DMS provides in central repository. You must be heard of that. Your all the documents will be stored in a single repository. That means very similar uh, to the computer like PC. You can have intuitive workspace and the folder structure very similar to the Windows, where you can store your documents in a single repository. You don't have to create and go and to just storing the documents here, there, and like in cloud or anything like Google Drive or anything. So in our platform, you will get a single repository where you can store your n number of documents. So, and the third point, you can also see the web DMS partner space helps in the seamless collaboration with multiple partners. So your B2B collaboration with your multiple stakeholders and your multiple partners will be directly collaborate with our web DMS platform. So we can have a separate partner space section for the B2B collaboration with your multiple partner stakeholders as well. And fourth point is very important for the HR. The audit trail for tracking the activities. uh, each and in our platform, each and every activity you can track. Like if you share the documents outside the platform, or sharing the document within your company, you can track each and every activity. So who has viewed the file, like who has downloaded the file, who has shared the file. So you can track each and every activity by that particular user is doing. So for that, we have given an audit trail, and for the efficient online review, will give you how basically it will work, how it will efficient for you for the online review. So for that, we have given a more secure part for employee records with a web DMS. So how basically it will work and how it will look. So uh, Siddharth, I've covered this slide. You can just move on the next slide as well. So in the next slide, you can see the automation for employee records management. So this is the today's topic that we will discuss more detail when I go to the live demo session of a platform. So since it is a cloud-based SaaS solution, you can what is benefit of the cloud-based solution? I just want to add over here. So you can access it from the anywhere, like from your home, your office, your mobile, from laptop, your tablet. You can access it from anywhere. Uh, and if you like to move on the documents, which will be very clear for the and very you can access it from like anywhere. You can, so since we have created a SaaS based application, software as a services. And second, we have a zero to minimum coding needed. Since our platform is an low code development platform, you need a zero to minimum coding needed to develop any automation or any application within the platform. So that is also a key point of our platform itself. Well-defined human task and system task will be done. You can have a drag and drop option to create the workflow. So you can get the workflow automation. So where you can create the workflow by using the drag and drop option, which is you can say it is that is a low code development, low code, and we can have a fluid workflow that can be amended efficiently, and you can handle complex and parallel workflow seamlessly from the platform itself. So this is automation for the employee records management from the web DMS. So you can see one flow is given, like how it will work. So first, the HR will approve the task, and the HR will give the approved mail and create the folder name and the copy file, and will update on the metadata to store that document. So this is the automation part for the employee record management.
Yeah. Also, please note that this is one such workflow which has been created by us.
Mhm.
Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, every company every organization, every department will have a different way of approaching things. So we will be able to basically automate your current workflow, is what I wanted to mention. So let's move forward.
Yes. So then the next slide is the today's demo and the today's session that we will discuss how you can onboard a candidate when the candidate wants to join the company or any organization. So first, the HR will share the offer letter to the candidate to join the documents and to submit the documents from the candidate itself, like their Aadhaar card, their PAN card, and the candidate will respond. You can the second point, the candidate will respond. The submit the documents to the HR for like their Aadhaar card, their previous employer records or previous employer documents, and any experience letter. And there are, the candidate will submit the documents and now move to the HR review. The HR will view the document, whether the document is that the candidate has submit is he has given all the document which is needed to onboard to the candidate itself. Now coming to the fourth point, which is storing documents. This is a picture came for the automation for the storing documents. So the documents will be stored by the suppose the HR will give the employee ID to the candidate, and the document will be stored to that particular folder that HR has given to candidate itself when he onboard the candidate. Okay, so this is the process flow which I will discuss in the today's demo, the whole process, and I will also go on the brief to the platform itself. Siddharth, you can move to the next slide.
Okay, so actually, before others gets into the demo, I'd like to launch one last poll for the audience. So as we spoke automation as of now, I'd like to know if you already have an automation solution for your HR process. Are you exploring or are you actually looking for a solution? Let me leave this poll on, and after this,
Siddharth,
we will head into the
Siddharth, your
demo.
voice is breaking.
Audience, is it breaking for all of you? I just want to know if it is
Now, now,
okay for the rest.
now it's clear.
Okay, so interesting. All right, there are some of them who want to explore, and the others who are actually interested. All right, so great. Thanks for the responses. I will end the poll right now and hand it over to others. Others, you can share your screen.
Yeah. Siddharth, can I share my screen now?
Yes, yes, go ahead, Saurabh.
Yeah. Okay. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yeah, I can see it.
So as you can see, this is our TMS platform front page, how it will look. So once you get the credential details, sign into a platform. So as you can see, once you sign into a platform, you can see the multiple tiles over here. So I will go before going to the tiles, I will just introduce how the overall view. So here you can see the web. So this is the logo which will be customized according to your company. Your company logo will be pasted over this section. And this is the searching capability what I was telling in the presentation part. You can search the document by using their, suppose I can give the employee number or the document which I have stored in the platform. So you can search the document from here itself. So here is a message section, a notification section, and setting section. In the setting section, you can see who has the last login. The last person who log in into the platform will give the details at this time and which date he has logged in. The last one. And the my profile, my languages, you can have multiple language filters available. So we have Tamil and Hindi, and there are multiple language into that can platform will be work. And product version, and how the log out for logging out from the platform. So this is for the setting section. Now I will move to the tile section, which you can see over here. So I told you each tile has its own functionality before going to the platform. So my messages you heard. This is my section. My messaging will display the reminder, notification, and alerts which comes into the platform. My section will display the receive and sent or share and distribution. Any notification comes in the my message section. So now coming to the next slide, you can see my files. So what I was discussing in the presentation for the my files. So my files and Elocker is your personal repository. Suppose you want to store any documents, your personal documents, any documents you want to store will be stored in the my files and the Elocker section. So I will open the my file section. Here you can see I have you can create the folder to upload the document. If you want to directly move the upload the documents with file section, you can have that as well. So drag and drop file option will be also available, and select if you want to select the file, you can also select the file and upload that particular document into the platform itself. So this is for uploading your document to the platform. Now I will show you the sharing capability of a platform itself. What is how you can share the document within your company or outside the company. So this is you can see the share settings, a link accessed by, and once you can see the document, this can have the document will directly generate a share link. This link you can share to anyone outside the company or within the company. You have the option for that, and you can also version control only for the latest version or any shared version you want to share to that particular person. And annotation is also given, that is a very essential for when you want to share the documents for the privacy part, that you can give the document for the edit option, you can give the option for the view, or you can give as a annotation for the height. So that means that person you will sharing the document will only view the document, or he can have the option to edit that document as well, and you can hide the document which you want to share with that particular person. Now to the next, here we have a download. So in a download you can see we have the single download. You can give on the restriction of the downloading as well. You can give the single as well, you can give the unlimited downloads, and you can below you can see the link expire. Link expires means if you sharing this link, it will be expired within a day, after the week, or after a month, or after a year. On a selected date you want to that this particular link will be expired on that particular date as well. So if you want to copy that link, you can copy that link. If you want to share, I have copied that link. If I want to share the file within the platform, you can just give add to the user. Suppose I'm giving from the outside the platform, so I will share the documents which in the platform itself. And if I want to add any message, you can also add the message over this section. So once I give send mail, so at least one recipient I have to add over here. Once I add the platform, you can send directly mail to that particular person. He will directly get a link to open that particular folder, particular documents, as I've shared in my email. So you can see uh, North Price Sales have shared some file. So once I can view the file which I have shared from the platform itself. So as you can see, the document which I've shared outside the company of the platform is also viewed. You can also download that as well. So this is the sharing capability of the platform, and storing your uh, personal documents into the platform. So moving on to the e-locker. E-locker is like you can see we have confidential revenue documents, any document which this document I cannot be go because I don't have the transaction password. So once I have the transaction password, I will directly move to the folder to that document and see the documents which I have stored under this section. So this is for your personal repository, my files and e-log. Now moving to the next slide, which is the department. So department is a collaborative space which is available for your particular department. Like suppose, for example, I am from the sales department. You can see, I only have the authorized for the to view the documents that is under for the sales department. So, like if you have any HR department, you can add the user and the department. A particular department for the HR will be given. The particular user who will be the person who will be using the platform for the department in that department only. That means HR department. The member, the groups count, any files which you have been shared. Your last access date. You can maintain the audit activity, which I was telling in the presentation part. Audit activity, you can see who has viewed the file, who has added the folder, who has given the folder permission. So there, here you can see all the audit activities will be maintained in the platform itself in the department section. And if you go for the any if you're sharing the any documents, you can also track each and every audit activities. So this is for the department section. And next style you can see is in project section. So project section is when you have a collaboration with your multiple user for different department. Like under project, you can create a multiple repository which are stored by the workflow. I will show in the next slide when I create a workflow, and the documents will be directly stored in the project section only. So this is the project section uh, for where you can store your documents which you have created in the workflow. When you store the documents, will directly store in this project section only. So next is your partner space. So as I told you, it is a space if you want to collaborate with your external partners like your vendors, your partners, your background verification team, your auditor team, or your vendor. So for that, we have given the partner space. For that partner space, a whole space is given for that particular team. Suppose I have opened for the background verification team. So here he can have the full control of that. Here he can upload the n number of documents to that particular space to that particular team, and he can create the folder. And if you want to share the documents, you can share the documents, and a separate dashboard for them to view each and every activity which is done by the background verification team. So you can see the members count will be in the members are there in the background verification team, the groups count, any files count, last access date, and you can see the audit activity. The file is viewed, the file is downloaded, and the file is shared. So each and every activity you can also maintain in the partner space also for the any particular team that you have created in the platform itself. And the members, now coming who members are using this in the background verification team. So you can see the three members are using this background verification team. And suppose if you want to add some more user into the platform, you can give add new user. You can give the role filter like add role, all role, or automation department. So that is n number of we can create, and you can see the available users you want to add into the platform. So you can add the user, and you can give the any role according to that. So the project admin or the guest user or the project user. So that we have given uh, a department partner space for creating the user into the creating the user in the particular team. So this is for the back for the partner space. So next slide is for the share space. Share space, it is nothing if you want to share the document with the company level, to share the documents within the company. For that, we have given a share space. So share space has also a separate dashboard who can who are using the platform within the company. So you can have the total number 121 members are using this platform, and their groups, their files which have been shared, the last access date. So he can have all the person who are using this platform, users. Suppose all these users are using this platform from my company itself. So this is for the share. If you want to share the documents within the company, so for that we have given the share space. So calendar is for any, if you want to any active reminder or any expired reminder. So for that we have given the calendar as well. Reminder for any pending task you have not done and still it is pending. So that section we have given the reminder as well. So for any reminder that is due in 7 days, 30 days, will be notified to you in this section. So now coming to the most important tile from the platform now, which is the workflow automation. So as you can see, once I click on the workflow, here the tasks which are generated from the platform and which is still pending or you have to complete that task will be shown under this section. And now going to the workflow section, here you can see the workflows which I have created in the platform itself will be viewed over this section. And this is the designer section where I can uh, create create the workflow from the platform itself. Suppose I have create the workflow for the candidate onboarding. So I can view the document. I have create the form fields which I have to mandatory for the for giving the designing that workflow for that candidate onboarding, the flow design, how you can create the automation part, the form mapping, each and every task according to that mapping you have to give. Like suppose a workflow will go for the email for the candidate, for the HR to give the documents which is mandatory for the candidate. Then the user will upload the documents, then approve task for the HR. So this is the form mapping section, and script section and setting section you want to, and you can also get the JSON data for that particular folder that you have created. So this is for the workflow section. And now moving to the today's example that I want to show for the HR onboarding. So once I go for the candidate onboarding, suppose any candidate wants to join the organization, so you have to send the offer letter to that candidate so that he can upload the documents, and directly you can view the document which is shared by that candidate only. So once I will give the name of that, suppose I give the name as Rahul Singh. I've given the name, and I will give the mail. Webteam is at the rate gmail.com. So this is the mail which is outside from the organization itself. Okay, I'm using the Gmail, and the offer letter you want to attach, you can attach from your cloud or the PC itself. I will select from the PC. So I will select that particular folder. So I have created the folder for that. The offer letter which I want to add. Once I will add the document, will be directly uploaded in this section. And if you want, it is urgent. If you want to, here you can give the urgent section as well. And once you click on the submit, the candidate will get the email that he has to that he where he can view the documents, and where he can fill the details which HR has given to fill that. Okay, so as you can see, mail has come to me. Like you can see the time as well. So I will open that link. So here you can view link. One time link will be given to the candidate to submit the documents. So for opening this link, the candidate will not require to log in, and he has to get in the platform and then fill login and then password for uploading the documents. He will get a one-time link. He will upload the documents, and he can also view the name and the email that he has given, and offer letter which HR has attached. He can also view and download that document from here only. So now the required fields which have been given by the HR to fill. So here you can see the requested documents, the Aadhaar card, the PAN, and the degree certificate. So I will upload that documents from the platform from my PC. So HR has a Aadhaar card, degree certificate, mark card, and PAN card, and previous employer record. And the photo, if you want to attach, you can also attach that. So you can attach the n number of documents for that we have requested. That is not in there is no restriction of that. And give the Aadhaar number. Suppose I am giving the Aadhaar number as AAD 101. I have given 102, or PAN, any kind of like dummy you can take. And you can checklist the documents. I've given the Aadhaar, I've given the PAN, I've given the degree certificate, I've given the employer, and select that. So once you can see, you have filled the HR, which HR has given to the candidate to complete the task. So he will submit the documents which is required, and he will complete the task. So once the task has been completed from the candidate itself, now HR will have to review the documents and will give the employee number to that particular candidate. You can see the urgent section will also come in this section, and he can view and approve that documents which is being given by the candidate itself. So you can see the employee number. So for the employee number, the HR will give the employee number as 0522. I have given the employee number as 0522 to that candidate, and the particular location that you are giving to that particular candidate to join. So for Kolkata, for Bangalore, or Bangalore team, or Delhi team, or Mumbai, so I can select one of the location for the particular folder. Suppose I'm location for the Bangalore itself. So I have selected the location for the employee number 0522 for the Bangalore location. And here the documents which is given by the candidate will also view the requested documents. You can see the Aadhaar card, the degree certificate, the marks card. The HR will view the documents from here itself, and any comments or history section from where the next task is pending, that is activity which can be pending from where. And you can also see the flow where the tasks, the green section is showing the task has been completed by the user. That means the candidate has completed the task, and now the task is pending from the HR, which is the approved task he has to give. He has to give. So once he will update, and each and every folder will how it will work. The document which when once HR has approved the task, it will approve and create a specific folder for that. So once I have given the details, I will approve. So once I approve the like HR has approved that candidate to particular employee, when he has when any employee number has given by the HR, will be go under the project section which I was telling earlier. So any documents which is stored, which is given in the workflow will be directly stored in the project section. So I have created a folder for new test for the employee records. So in the employee records, you can see the folders which I have created or which I have given an update in the metadata will be update in this section. So I have given the location for that employee for the Bangalore. So once you can see the employee which I have given as an employee number as a 0522 will be directly created a folder. You can see the created on March 2020, and once I can view the all the documents which as he has been stored once he was onboarding uh, from the once he is onboarding to the company. So you can see all the documents is stored over here to that particular folder that we have created for the employee. So if you want to searching capability, now suppose I have to search the documents for that particular candidate which I have created. So I will give as an employee as an 0522. So you can see the document which is stored by that particular employee. You can also search it from this section also. So you can, if you click on this link, you will directly go to that particular folder that you have created for that employee. Under the section, you can view all the documents. So this is HR automation, how the HR will uh, directly only have to give the review, and the document will be stored into the platform for that particular employee and particular folder for that all the documents which he has submitted. So I will also show you a comprehensive dashboard that we have created uh, for the HR to track each and every record from the platform itself. You can see, you can search it by the employee ID, by their joining date and the employee date. So I will just give you as an employee ID, and from how many employee ID that you have been created and you have given, you can search according to that. You can view the employee status that which has been active or separated, any source type like for the e-paper or e-folder that you have created, and any vertical like air coding or data for the RSM. So there are multiple options available, and process, location, band. So you can go to the view. Once you click on the view, here you can see. So once you click on the view section, you can see the total entries which is been there under the their employee ID. Suppose the employee ID is given as a 43 910. The name of that candidate will come, the designation, the joining date, and the grade and the location, and the document which he has been submitted, and the background verification report. So in the last, you will see the total documents which he has submitted by that particular employee will be seen under this section. So this is tracking of employee records that you want to. You can export this file as well, and if you want to reset this file, you can also do that. So I hope I covered all the demo part which I have discussed in the presentation part. And if you have any question regarding the platform, you can ask in the question one-to-one question from the platform itself. So Siddharth, I will stop sharing my screen now.
Yeah, sure. All right. So we will actually quickly go through the case study as well, and then we will head to questions if there are any.
Yeah,
So,
correct.
Saurabh, you can go ahead.
So as I discussed in the session agenda, so we recently solved the case study which we have discussed for the Flipkart. This was a recent case study that we have solved for the Flipkart. So what challenges they are facing, what solutions we have given, and what result they have get when they using our platform. So first is for existing solution. Their existing solution did not provide any automation. So the documents are scattered. Suppose they are storing the documents in a manually format, or they're using any drive to save the documents, which is not storing to that particular folder. So what solution we have given? We have created the workflow automation, the automation which I am showing you on the platform, how the document is stored to that particular folder. So you can see the result is employee. When the employee joins, the movement and the appraisal of any documents will move automatic to the destination folder. So this is one of the challenges that Flipkart is facing. And the second and their existing solution did not provide any content search, and search was progressively any searching document were progressively very slow. So like they are using any drive to store the document. So in the drive you cannot have the option to search and to view the document and sharing the document on the platform and searching any document. So what we have given, web has an advanced search features which is support on the content or the metadata in the file-based search, and as a result they will they will view the documents within 2 seconds. So I have also shown you in the demo part also. Only you have to give that employer number or any file name that you have stored in the platform. You will directly search that folder or that particular folder that you have created in the platform. So this is for the searching capability that Flipkart is facing in their existing solution. And third is existing solution UI was very complicated. So their existing solution was very complicated, very complex to understand and to understand what they are facing. So what we have given, we have as I told you in the presentation part also, we have a very intuitive folder management. It is very similar to the window. So for them, for it is very easy to use, and we have given the defined folder and storage structure, which is very easy to understand, and it is not complex as any other existing solution that they are providing. So this is the recent case study that we have solved for the Flipkart. So Siddharth, you can move on the question section. I have briefly described on the case study that we have solved for the Flipkart.
All right. So thank you so much for the presentation and the demo itself, Saurabh. So we will actually see if we have any questions. We just wait for about 2 minutes since we've kind of already run out of time. So let's see if there are any questions from the audience end.
Yes, I think so. We have run already because I've given a very detailed
Yes,
description.
yes, yes. That's all right. That's all right. So, audience, I would like to mention that those who've actually shown interest in the polls that they want a free demo of our solution and who are exploring, our team will actually reach out to you shortly in about 1 or 2 working days and arrange a demo as per your convenience. So that will be done. So if there are any queries, please put it on the chat. We will see for another 2 minutes and wrap up the session for today. I'd also like to mention that we will be happy to take up one-to-one questions. If you have any on a one-to-one session as well, it doesn't have to be a demo. You can actually just reach out to us for queries as well.
If you go any attendees who wants to want to see the demo, I will give a more brief discussion, and we will discuss on the requirements that you are facing, and we'll come over with that. So if you want to ask any question from here itself, you can ask. If you want to go with demo, you can also request for the demo. Our sales team will come back to you and they give you I will give you a more detail for the according to your requirements. So that is also possible. Just if you want to ask any question related to the platform on the today's discussion, you can ask.
I think we will have to consider that as no questions for the time being. So on that note, I would like to actually wrap up this session for today. Once again, thank you all for joining. I hope this has been an informative session for all of you. I'd also like to again repeat that we will be reaching out shortly in the next 1 or 2 working days for a demo arrangement for those who've shown interest. Thank you all and have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Saurabh, for your time and efforts.
Yeah, thank you, Siddharth. Thank you, everybody.